Welcome back to Root Double. Last time was a pretty whopper of an episode. We're pretty much caught back up to the present. We've seen our dangerous subject. We've seen the effect she can have on people without AD. We've seen her start to have an effect on Dojima, Yama, and Watase. When we just made it up from the Area Zero, whatever it's called down there. No, try listening to what your mind is telling you. Yeah, Watase went off on his own. Found Yuri. Yeah, found Yuri. Knocked out Yuri. Because Yuri recognized her as a Q agent. And he's already starting to be affected. And let's not be clear, they're not exactly injecting malice into people. They're amplifying malice that already exists. So, limiting the scope of how much of a victim Watase actually is in this. No, try listening to what your mind is telling you. It's not what I really want to do, is it? What I really want to do is avenge my family. Yes. By killing the communicators, right? Yeah, naturally. I followed Mr. Akita's and Q's instructions faithfully up to this point. Oh yeah, we also saw what Watase didn't remember at the start of the after route. Moment when Watase choked out Ukita. And let's be clear, it's kind of... The one thing I keep going back to is... Why didn't they just say, the researchers attacked us, we shot them in self-defense? It's no excuse, but it's something. They just kind of said, we shot them, and then Ukita said, yeah, okay, I'm done with this. And then Watase choked him out. Is that what I really want? Remember the night of that fire? Remember how you lost everything? His mind warped little by little. His consciousness was consumed with hatred. A violent urge to kill the girl in his arms welled up within him.
だが、ここでこの少女を殺して何になる？それじゃ任務を果たせない。浮田さんや堂島たちを裏切ることになるじゃないか。
The mission, huh? Well, that's a fair point. You don't escape from here with the test subjects after all the effort that went into preparing for this day, then you might as well have never come at all. That's what you're thinking, right? But hey, how about this? You can't kill the test subjects, but nothing's stopping you from killing any other communicators, is there? Oh, grand. You're a rescue worker. No shit you're opposed to the idea of killing humans. Here's the thing. Communicators ain't human. They're monsters. You know what a communicator is? A mind-devouring monster that looks into humans' heads. That's what. Leave them to their devices and they could end up taking the lives of countless others. Think about it for a sec. Can you really say you've achieved revenge unless you slaughter a communicator or two? Wataru's spirit's never gonna find peace otherwise. Not to detract from this, but I'm thinking of the Fate series, Carnival Phantasms, Grail-kun. With Watase. Just, please help me, I can't get over my past. Oh, Watase, here. Throws my gun. A past resolution tool. You'll get over your past when you slaughter 1,000 communicators. When he heard the voice say that, Watase's hesitation and reluctance completely vanished.
そうだ。俺は今まで何をごまかしていたんだ。コミュニケーターを殺さなきゃ何の復讐にもならん。
Really, we're reaching the inevitable conclusion. And that meant there were probably communicators he had to kill here that weren't test subjects. That's right, there are other communicators in this facility right now. Students of Rokume Academy. Bastards who caught wind of our plan. I'll get my revenge on them, and then I can take all the time I want escaping, can't I? Watase devised that plan and exited a connecting passageway, only to hear voices far off in the distance. Watase quickly turned around and spotted 2 of the students in question running in the opposite direction of him down the hall. Oh, what do you know? Damn perfect timing if I do say so myself. Watase tossed the girl aside. He then gripped his gun tightly and walked towards the students. They were getting farther and farther away. Watase aimed his gun right at them. Pulled the trigger. A spurt of fresh blood shot out of the girl at the same time she screamed. Watase then spoke as the students panicked.
動いている的には意外とちゃんと当たらないもんだな。お前はまた会ったな、コミュニケーター。
It was bitter that he hadn't killed them yet. Intense passion filled his heart. I'll kill you. I'll kill you for sure with the next shot. If I don't kill these monsters right here and avenge Wataru, our revenge will never end. Kill them. Kill, kill, kill. After that, Watase's thoughts became incoherent. Natsuhiko was totally speechless. Watase's distorted mind was swirling with tremendous hatred and killing intent. Visions of the memories floating about were likewise warped and teeming with malice. Wasn't this the malice I sensed back then? Malice from when I erased Watase's memories? Watase's mind was devoted to hatred towards communicators. Resentment, indignation, lament, murderous rage, all sorts of negative emotions. Natsuhiko even felt Watase's unadulterated emotions that could be neither verbalized nor visualized. Oh crap, my mind will devour too. Natsuhiko immediately severed his connection to Watase's mind. Watase's body twitched and he absent-mindedly hung his head. When Natsuhiko returned to reality, Yuri raised her voice in surprise. Natsuhiko couldn't answer that question. His entire body was oozing with sweat, yet his spine was ice cold. What the hell was that just now? The last of Watase's memories that Natsuhiko saw had clearly gone mad at the final stage. All of Watase's thoughts had been logically sound until then, yet they'd suddenly gone erratically incoherent. It couldn't be something as simple as him being mentally driven into a corner due to the unforeseen deaths in his plan. I mean, you kinda heard his thought process develop. And the sorta unseen mental voice, the devil on his shoulder, whispering to him. You heard that, so... But a transfiguration so sudden even happen normally? I mean, logically you can trace the origin of this. Encountering the subject A. Murdering the researchers, coming upstairs, going off, choking out Ukita. You can see that inner voice build up. So, no, of course not. There has to be some sort of reason Watase went mad. The very first plausible reason that came to mind had to be the presence of Subject N. Subject N, right, sorry. Right after Subject N let out that bizarre laugh, violent intentions within Watase suddenly rose. It's almost like Watase's personality had been rewritten. Could that have been the same thing that Communicator A did 16 years ago? The root of the Great Rokame City arson. Communicator A's malice contagion. The same phenomenon happened here inside this facility. Natsuhiko's thought process went into overdrive. Everyone who came into contact with Subject N became completely deranged, such as the high-ranked researchers in Watase. Rescue workers Dojima and Hyama may have fallen victim to the same mental state as well. Think about it normally, it's strange, but Subject N spread around malicious telepathy in the same way Communicator A did, then everything makes sense. In other words, Watase, his comrades, and the researchers all had their minds warped by Subject N's BC. No, wait a second, there's something off about that assumption. Watase didn't hear any telepathy from Subject N. If he didn't hear any of her telepathy, then it should be impossible for her emotions to have propagated to him. How many different types of BC are there, Watase? Did you not pay attention in any of the lectures we got in this game? Watase unconsciously fell into an abnormal state of mind. Why would that happen? As Natsuhiko pondered that point, he recalled something he had just seen in Watase's memory. Right before Subject N laughed, visions of Watase's past flickered in the back of his mind for a second. I know of a phenomenon quite similar to that. It's almost like I was doing it. Same thing happened when Yuri dove through my brain. I mean that Subject N used Senses Sympathy on Watase. That was the only possibility he could think of. Oh! Shit! Yeah, she really was. It was happening right... It was happening that whole time. The whole time we were rebuilding his memories, we were seeing the parts of his memories that she touched. Shit. That's fucking clever. Malice contagion isn't spread through telepathy at all. It's spread through Senses Sympathy. Subject N was a communicator who is incarcerated here in Labo just like Yuri. Wouldn't be surprising at all if her ability was on the same level. In that case, had Subject N been manipulating Watase via Senses Sympathy? Senses Sympathy shouldn't be able to connect several humans at the same time. If several humans were to connect at the same time, their multiple perspectives and senses would likely blend together into an incomprehensible mess. Yet all of the people who came into contact with Subject N were infected by her malice one by one, remained in that state continuously. Get in, fuck around, get out. You don't need to connect to everyone at once, when you can just hit them one by one. They weren't being manipulated. It's like their very personalities were warped. As he pondered to himself, Natsuhiko recalled his mother's words.
人間の人格は記憶の集積から成り立つ。魂とは脳内に蓄えられた情報の集合体。
In that case, the true root of Watase's personality transfiguration was... The true form of the malice contagion phenomenon was... No way. Can't be. Watase, and everyone else with him, had their memories rewritten by Subject N. That conclusion hit Natsuhiko like lightning. Watase's memories, the ones I saw, counterfeit memories? Subject N took the memories of all the people she came into contact with and rewrote them with memories full of malice. Even if those memories were a forgery, to Watase they were the truth. And Natsuhiko had read those malice-filled memories. Which means right now, Watase's... Natsuhiko turned his eyes toward Watase. He was still hanging his head. A shadow was cast on his face, obscuring his expression.
隊長さん。
Watase did not answer. Natsuhiko's heart started pounding like an alarm bell. Crap. He's got his memories back then. We noticed the anomaly. Yuri spoke up fearfully, upon which Watase started muttering.
なるほどな。すべて思い出したよ。
With an earth-rattling voice, Watase slowly looked up. His eyes were filled with hatred.
やってくれたな、お前ら。
隊長さん
Natsuhiko quickly shouted and readied the gun. Watase merely spoke up defiantly.
撃てるのか？
Well,
人の心を破壊するのは得意でも、肉体の破壊はできるのかよ。
well. Natsuhiko held Yuri's trembling hand and tried to shoot the gun with his free hand, but... Damn it, why? Why can't I shoot him? His finger froze on the trigger. Even though a mere centimeter of movement would end the life of the enemy in front of him,
できないだろう、コミュニケーター。そういうのは人間のすることだからな。俺たちにはお前らのような能力だ。だから銃で挑んだんだ。そうじゃなきゃ怪物には勝てないと思ってる。
oh, well. Watase spoke menacingly as he sidled up to them. This is bad. To dive into his mind once more and destroy his memory again. The moment Natsuhiko formulated that plan, Yuri's telepathy echoed inside his head.
ダメだよヒコリン。それじゃあ同じことの繰り返しになっちゃう。あの子が非形態 N がやったことは隊長さんの記憶をめちゃくちゃに歪めたってことだけ。そこを修復するんだよ。本来の記憶の形に。
Oh fuck. The split second that message flowed through Natsuhiko's brain. Oh fuck. Alright, I mean, realistically. Why not? Let's see what happens. No way. Is it even possible to repair those memories while exposed to that malice? Natsuhiko felt like the truth would slip further away from him if he did erase Watase's memories again. Watase kept drawing closer. No time to hesitate. Natsuhiko dove into Watase's memories once more. To destroy them. Oh! They'll kill both me and Yuri if I try to be picky about which memories to destroy. I'll destroy all of them again. It's the only way. Right, this has got to be a bad end. All of Watase's memories were floating before Natsuhiko's eyes. Please, just shatter. That wish. All those scenes burst apart and vanished into the darkness. His consciousness was in an endless darkness. A world where everything was closed off. Sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste, and disconnected from all his senses. Didn't feel like there was a world around for him to experience at all. Where am I? He didn't know. His head was a total blank. What is this? All he could sense was a feeling of loss. What's going on? Felt like he was lacking anything definitive. How did this happen? Once he desperately searched for the cause, thought he heard someone calling for him. The man opened his eyes as if that voice were compelling him to. Right in front of him were an unfamiliar boy and girl, both looking at his face with concern.
君たちは
It still feels like the bad end.
君たちは
Outcome.
誰だ
Girl gasped at that question. It was like he'd said something completely unbelievable.
ヒコリン、もしかして隊長さんの記憶を。
仕方がなかったんだ。ユーリを守るためには。
That's what happens when we rank Yuri above Watase in this, I suppose.
あんまりだよ。
でもどうしようもないだろ。こいつには悪いけど、やっぱりこうするしか。
The man looked at the two in confusion. The girl was hanging her head with a sad look on her face, while a bitter expression adored the boys. Couldn't tell what they were arguing about. I don't blame Natsuhiko. It's a damn big risk. It's Captain Kasasagi they were talking about probably referred to him. Wait, huh? Huh? Who?
俺は誰なんだ
When the man realized he couldn't remember anything, he instinctively raised his voice at the children, but they did not answer.
とにかく渡瀬の記憶はあの被験体 N という女の子に操作されて悪意を凄まじく増幅させられていたらしい。ひょっとしたらみんなも渡瀬同様あの悪意にとらわれてるのかもしれない。
ジュンさんとか立花さんも。
ああ、多分危険だけどみんなの悪意をどうにかしなきゃ。
The children continued their incomprehensible conversation without paying any heed to the man. The only thing he could vaguely understand was that something strange was going on. The man repeated his questions, as many others ran through his brain.
おい答えてくれ君たちは誰だ俺は誰なんだ
それは
ここはどこだ一体何が起こってるんだ頼む答えてくれ
Those questions rendered them silent. The boy then seemed to resolve himself and spoke to the man.
お前はここで待っていろ。
待ってろって
外に出ると危険なんだ。ここから。
The man was overwhelmed by the boy's intensity and nodded on instinct. When he did, the boy turned to the girl and spoke.
行こう、ユーリ。
After that exchange, the two of them walked up to a metal door that appeared to be the exit. The girl then pressed a panel next to that door several times. They tottered out of the room. The man waited quietly in the room for a while afterwards. Neither of them came back. What's going on? Where did they go? With anxiety taking hold of him, the man tried to leave the room. For some reason, there was a wall right outside the door blocking his path.
なんだこれ
He banged on the wall, but it didn't budge at all. What's going on? How did those kids get past this? He reluctantly returned to the room. First things first, I gotta do something about that wall. He looked around the room to see if there was any tools to break the wall down. And the panel next to the door caught his eye. That's right, the girl was fiddling around with this panel before she left the room. Is that the key to opening that door? The man tried tapping the panel. The random combination of numbers he put in was only met by the sound of a buzzer. The wall showed no signs of opening. After many failed attempts, the man finally gave up.
くそ闇雲に押しても無駄か言われた通りにするしかないみたいだな
The man decided to quietly wait for the kid's return, all the while struggling against the anxiety of not knowing who he was. However, no matter how long he waited, they never returned. He'd already been locked in the room for quite a while. Something must have happened. Maybe it was still happening.
いくらなんでも遅すぎる大丈夫なんだろうか彼らは
The man checked his watch. Time was 6:17 p.m. Huh? Something about this time rings a moment. A thunderous roar suddenly rose up from beneath him. What's happening? The sound and shockwaves rapidly grew in intensity. Just as he was preparing to flee, the door in front of him burst inwards. Oh shit. Flames of an explosion surged into the room. Why, they're flame. The man was completely incinerated before he could even finish that thought. The erased investigator. The result of erasing Watase's memories. You'll be able to avert this fate by setting an appropriate balance for Watase, Natsuhiko, and Yuri's senses at the input right before this ending. Appropriate balance, huh? Try this. Oh shit, nope. Nope, no dice. Stop. Alright. Now let's dive into Watase's memories once more. Repair the distorted memories. How? I don't even know which parts of Watase's memories were distorted to begin with. I do. Natsuhiko found himself at a loss when faced with all of Watase's memories. That moment he heard Yuri's voice once more.
聞いたヒコリン、センシスシンパシーで捏造された記憶には一つの特徴があるの。センシスシンパシーを使ったコミュニケーターの心の一部が記憶の中に紛れ込んでしまうという特徴が。そのせいで歪められた記憶の中には現実とは違った光景が現れるんだよ。ヒコリンも覚えがあるんじゃない？
Now she mentioned it, he remembered. That's right, when Yuri repaired my memory, Natsuhiko often saw something impossible. Sudden broken watch would suddenly become very broken, or vice versa. It's the same way when I manipulated Watase's memory. Watase's digital watch changed into my wristwatch. In that case, there should be a recurring anomaly within the memories of Watase's that he had seen. Try to remember what were the odd points, the bizarre parts, the impossible memories. Natsuhiko thought desperately and then finally remembered. That's it, within Watase's memories, there was often this inexplicable floral scent drifting through the air. It was the scent in Subject N's chamber. Now that he thought about it, that fragrance was flagrant. That fragrance was flagrantly suspicious. It was the scent of Subject N's room. Appeared several times within Watase's memories, only because the floral scented memories were the ones falsified by Subject N. What drove Watase's mind to madness was hatred against communicators. Subject N most likely manipulated his memories to amplify that hatred. Yeah, it existed, but she amplified it. So if I just send emotions into Watase's mind to counteract that hatred, it might possibly return Watase back to his original self. When Natsuhiko came to that realization, he became enlightened to his path. Yuri rewound Natsuhiko's memory over and over to repair his memory. That had saved Natsuhiko from a crisis of mental collapse. Oh my god, are we setting... I know there's... The thought was that we're gonna see everyone's backstory. Are we setting up to do this for everyone? Jun, Kazumi, Ukita. Natsuhiko made his brave decision to save his partner from the malice that possessed him. Search criteria were floral-scented memories. Memories that contributed to communicator hatred. Natsuhiko repaired all those memories, then Watase would surely return to normal. Oh shit. Ram. Okay, welcome to the RAM system tutorial. Here you will learn how to operate and proceed with the RAM system. RAM system represents how a communicator inspects a third party's memories via Senses Sympathy. Using the system will give you a feel of what it's like to experience BC visualized memories in real time. Now then, allow us to explain how to operate and proceed with the RAM system, beginning with how to properly read the RAM screen. Okay. See a list of the extracted memories the communicator found during memory access. Memory catalog found during memory access. Creation date and time for each memory is also displayed. Alright. Selecting a memory window on the left side of the screen will show details of the memory highlighted by the cursor. Creation date, time, associated keywords. So, scene title. In summary. Oh shit. Use this reference when selecting a memory. Your selection. Play out in real time. Okay, uninspectable memories. You should inspect them, inspect other memories beforehand. Until you can inspect the target memory. Some memories have branches. Once you reach a branch that brings up the enneagram, may input senses in the same manner you did previously have. Senses level will influence the details of the memory. Person's impressions at the time, so please proceed with caution. Okay, so if it turns red, it's frozen. So I'm guessing if you hit a red, it's fixed. Here's the tutorial. Okay. Use of the RAM system can elucidate the other characters' pasts and feelings which have previously been hidden in the background. While you may come across some memories not directly related to escape, the desire to understand others will likely prove to be useful in some form later on. You're expecting your feelings to have a good effect on this world. I will do my best, game. Yeah, I can't save here, so I just have to dive right in. Sarabande Divergence A. It's a memory of Watase at the ruins of the hospital. Memory of the time when Ukita had told him the truth behind the great Rokame City arson. The man explained it all to Watase. All about how that unprecedented incident had been caused by a single woman known as Communicator A. Now A was lured in by Rokame City and joined the PRC as a test subject. This is it. This is a memory that's been altered. Remember the gist of what Ukita had said. Ukita A was the worst criminal there was, and yet the PRC developed her abilities. As a result, her malice-laden laced thoughts were released and caused the great arson. So they're part of this story that's been altered. What's the truth? Natsuhiko tried repairing the memory with that thought in mind. Man continued as Watase reeled in shock.
A を被験体としてテレパシーやエンパシーの発生原理について解明した。また A も各種の実験を通じ己の BC 能力を開発評価された。
We're good kids, I promise.
テレパシーとエンパシーを自在に使いこなせるようになり、効果範囲が広がり、その力は際限なく強くなった。でも、それだけなら何も問題ない。問題は
A floral scent drifted from somewhere at that moment. This is it. This is the part I have to repair. That thought, Natsuhiko sent deep affection for communicators to Watase's heart. When he did, the false memory faded.
強力なコミュニケーターであると同時に最悪な犯罪者だったという。
And the lies were replaced with the truth.
A がその心に深い悪意を抱えていたという。
悪意？
恨み、憎しみ、怒りといった諸々の負の感情。そしてそれで心が満たされてしまうほど A の人生は悲惨だった。
The screen of the PDA then changed when the man said that. It appeared to be a magazine article written in a foreign language.
これは
2014年2月、A の故郷フランスで起きたある事件について 地元のゴシップ誌が取り上げた記事だ。当時かの国ではコミュニケーターへの差別が激しく、特に強力な能力を持つ A は周囲の人々にひどく疎まれたのらしい。特に激しい拒否反応を見せたのが地元の新興宗教だった。彼らにとって理解不能の能力を持つ A は悪魔の手先にでも見えた。そして起きたのがこの事件だ。A の家が焼き討ちにあった。
ひどいな。
だが本当にひどいのはここからだ。これは僕の推察だが、A は超神経に入った後、おそらくそこで幽閉され、人体実験の被験体にされた。
何？
当時の超神経の業績を見るに、その可能性が高いんだよ。迫害から逃げてたどり着いた日本で、さらなる受難に遭い、A の中の悪意はさらに増幅された。
Shit, this actually gives the terrorists a point. That I can't deny. This means the terrorists actually had good intentions.
にもかかわらず、超神経は A の能力をさらに開発したんだ。その危険性を認識せず。
何が危険だって言うんだ？
知らないのかね。BC、テレパシーはただ遠くの人間に声を届ける能力じゃない。感情をも他人に伝えることができる。つまり強力な BC は他人の思考をも変えかねないということだよ。
I still maintain that the Great Arson was a complete accident.
悪意の塊となった彼女の思考が周囲に無差別に垂れ流されたらどうなる。その思考に反応し、人々の心の中の悪意が刺激され、まるでウイルスのように彼女が抱えた悪意が周囲のあらゆる人に伝染していた。これがどれだけ危険なことであるか、君にもわかるだろう。
Watase was rendered speechless. Just silently continued to listen to the man.
悪いのは A ではない。何も考えず、彼女の能力を開発してしまった超神経に多大な非が。
See, this is actually good. This is the right response.
超神経の研究者たちは、ただの哀れな女性を怪物に育て上げてしまったんだ。
I wouldn't even go that far. Like, I'm still sticking with my guns that the PRC just mistreated the hell out of her. And she ran away. And, like, untargeted BC is a thing. So, she just ran away, she was terrified. And she just accidentally did a whole fuck ton of untargeted senses sympathy, sent her nightmares to everyone, and accidentally amplified their malice. That's what I'm maintaining.
遅まきながら A の危険性に気がついた研究者たちは、彼女が街の外に出ないよう監視していた。2014年9月16日。
脱走ってそんなことしたら。
そう。あの夜、A の悪意に満ちた思考は街中に垂れ流された。そして街に住む人々の心にも何らかの影響を与えた。とりわけ悪意を多く抱えた犯罪者予備軍と呼べる人々は悪意を爆発的に増幅され、街に火を放った。これが6名死同時多発火災の真相だ。
Man declared all that in a clear voice. Can't be. Rokumi City and the PRC did all of that. Natsuhiko gasped when he'd finished viewing that memory. So it's still true that Communicator A was the real cause of the great Rokumi City arson. She wasn't the worst criminal there was at all. It was the PRC and persecution from others that turned her into malice incarnate. And it was also the doing of the PRC's governing body, the Rokumi City government. That means that Watase's hatred should be directed at the PRC and Rokumi City instead of Communicator A. Like, you can still see him grappling. So that sort of argument with himself he was having on his way to find Yuri. It was literally between his actual memories and his manufactured memories. Yeah, it was the malice from his manufactured memories worming his way in to his perception, so to speak. I hope these repairs are enough to lessen Watase's hatred of us a little. Natsuko thought that as he left the memory. So that's locked in now. This could not end good whatsoever, but it was both the strongest communicator there was and the worst criminal there ever was. The screen on the PDA then changed when the man said that. It would be a magazine article written in a foreign language.
これは
2014年2月、強力な能力を持つ A は周囲、そして A は自分を疎む者を皆殺しにするため、
Okay, so we just...
つまり A はふとしたことで町の人々を皆殺しにしようとする悪意の塊のような女だった。彼女はフランス当局に追われた。捕まる前に日本に逃げ、昇進権にかくまわれた。
Okay, so realistically there's only one right answer.
それを幸いに昇進権は彼女の BC 能力を開発してしまった。
何が危険だって言うんだ。
知らないのかね。BC、
Yeah.
テレパシーはただ遠くの人間に声を届ける能力。
I feel like there's just one answer, and that answer is do the thing that changed the memory. If I'm wrong, feel free to smack me down in the comments. Memory was no different from last time. Did I fail the repair job? Do I have to strengthen his favor for communicators more? Should strengthen his favor for those he thinks of as communicators as much as possible. Turning his attention elsewhere, Natsuhiko left that memory for the time being. Alright. That makes sense. Let's dive into the next memory, shall we? Next was the memory of when Ukita had told Watase about the things Leiba was doing after Communicator A's death. If I remember correctly. This is when Watase was boiling with hatred and rage when he heard that Leiba was still creating monsters like Communicator A. That was what led Watase to becoming a terrorist. Was that not it? What was the real trigger for Watase?
被験体 A はどうなったんだ。奴はラボの中で今も生きてるのか。
いや、死んだ。
何？
原因の一翼を担う A はラボ内で人体実験に使われた。そして幽閉後、わずか1年で死亡した。おそらく無残な死に方をしたのだろう。A も所詮は匿名死による悪事の被害者に過ぎないさ。
A sense of emptiness filled Watase's body. Having immediately lost the target of his hatred, he switched it over to a new one.
その後、六名士はどうしたんだ。
Oops.
A が死に、貴重な被験体を失ったラボはそれからどうしてるんだ。
新たな被験体を拉致しては BC の研究を続けている。この町に住むコミュニケーター、その中で特に優れた能力を持つ者はラボに幽閉され、被験体にされる。
A floral scent drifted from somewhere at that moment. This is it. This is the part I have to repair. With that thought, Natsuhiko sent deep affection for communicators to Watase's heart. When he did, the false memory faded. Yeah, this is all the talk about fucking developing weapons, right? Yep. The lies were replaced with the truth. And that's why we're saving... Our mission was to save the kids. Watase felt sympathy well up in his heart when he heard that. Even if they're communicators, victimizing kids is just... It's absolutely unforgivable. So to those of you in the comments who are really getting on my case hard for not reacting strongly enough to what Leba was doing at first during Yuri's backstory. Did you know about this? Did you know how this was going to play out? 'Cause if you did, I should be mad. But I won't be. Oh well. I'm kidding. I'm not mad. You were still trying to judge me for not knowing information that we would come to know down the line. And especially if you were getting on my case for being so tired of these guys because of real life shit that's comparable. Really starting to see the differences. They're not crazy conspiracy nuts. They're trying to stop people from putting kids in cages, from locking kids in cages. That's starting to put them on the different side of the real life spectrum. Not the crazy nut jobs making up false conspiracy theories. Not them. I've turned a corner on these guys. I'm turning a corner. I can't believe it, but I'm turning the corner.
そうか。渡るたちの仇は六名士は今も15年前と同じことを繰り返しているのか。
Flames of rage burned up within Watase. Rage for the masterminds who were pulling the strings in the background all this time. Once he had finished viewing that memory, Natsuhiko thought for a moment. Watase's hatred wasn't directed at communicators. Rather the Rokame city government, the ones who caused everything. It appeared that this was Watase's true memory. Natsuhiko felt a bit of relief, then left the memory. Is this locked? Yes, it is. Oh shit. Do that. Let's see, the day Watase decided to join Q. Next was the memory of the day Watase decided to join Q. Back then he'd asked Ukita about his motive for betraying Leibo. Mr. Ukita said he did it in order to protect his own life the last time I saw this. That memory was altered. What was his real motive?
久しぶりだね、笠崎さん。僕らの同志になることを決意してくれたのかな。
いや、その前に一つ聞きたいことがある。
なんだね。
あんたがラボを裏切る理由は？納得できる理由もないのに、自分が所属している組織を裏切るような人間は信用できない。
A bitter look rose to Ukita's face when he heard that question. A floral scent drifted from somewhere at that moment. This is it. This is the part I have to repair. That thought, Natsuhiko sent deep affection for communicators to Watase's heart. He did. That false memory faded.
ラボのやり口に嫌気がさしただけさ。
コミュニケーターを拉致し、人体実験をやっているのはあんたらなんだろ？
And the lies were replaced with the truth.
幽閉されている被験体がかわいそうになっただけさ。
何？コミュニケーターを拉致し、人体実験をやっているのはあんたらなんだろ？
いや、それはごく一部の職員、シニアフェローと呼ばれる上級研究員だけだ。
This feels like a smaller change than the others. But it's still a change. And I feel like it goes to just sympathy for communicators.
僕ら一般研究員はラボが BC の研究施設だと知っていても被験体の存在については知らされていない。だが僕はふとした拍子にそれを知ってしまってね。自分の職場が非人道的行為を行っているのであれば止めたいと思ったのさ。
純粋な正義感からか？
まあそんなところだ。何しろあのラボの職員たちは誰一人自分の職場の異常さについて改めようとしない。 他に誰もやろうとしないのなら、嫌顔にも正義感が湧いてくるものだろう。
Well, Miyoko's doing what she can. While still doing research, so.
いかにも人間的な理由だな。科学者らしくもね。
科学者の大半は存外に人間的なものだよ。そういう人間はラボの職員に向いていないというだけで。
And only for the one who she's personally connected to. Which the pessimist says it's her personal connection to Yuri that has her looking out for her. The optimist says that she may not even have access to Subject N.
君の理由よりはだいぶ弱いとは思うが、納得いったかい。
Watase didn't think Ukida's reason was pathetic at all. He could easily understand the desire to save those in jeopardy when their human rights were crushed. If Watu were here, she'd probably feel the same way. As he finished viewing that memory, Natsuhiko thought for a moment. Mr. Ukida's motive wasn't to protect his own life, but to save Yuri and Subject N. When he thought about it, it made sense why Ukida's behavior had seemed vaguely soft-hearted. Mr. Ukida wasn't somebody who led Watase down a dark path. He was a man of justice who was willing to stand up for what was right, even if it meant putting his own life at risk. Steadfast in his belief, Natsuhiko moved on from the memory. Yeah, Let's see if we can finish this in one video. It's a memory of when Watase and Ukida began plotting their terrorist attack. Back when they'd been discussing Q's goals. Mr. Ukida said that Q's ultimate goal was to abduct the test subjects. That too was an altered memory. What's Q really after?
さて、浮田さん、まずは聞かせてもらおうか。
Wow, we're starting right off with this.
あんたらの計画とやらの内容とその目的を。
うん。それについてはすでにこちらである程度考えてある。
Ukida nodded and began talking. A faint floral scent drifted in from somewhere at that moment. This is the part I have to repair. With that thought, Natsuhiko sent deep affection for communicators to Watase's heart. When he did, the false memory faded.
まず僕らの最終目的は被験体の拉致。
Shit, I bought into all of this. Even recognizing that something was fishy with this floral scent stuff, I bought into it. That Q was full of hatred and selfish shit and all that. You played me like a damn fiddle game. The lies were replaced with the truth.
僕らが憎む対象は六名士とラボだ。この2つに同時に致命的な打撃を与えたい。そのためにも第一の目的として囚われの被験体を救出しよう。
何？それがなぜラボに打撃を与えることにつながるんだ。
真実を明るみに出すための生き証人になってもらうのさ。
Which is what I thought they were going to use him for in the first place, to be fair. But the difference between my thinking before and my thinking now is that we've confirmed that their intentions appear to be good.
僕らが声高に叫んだとしても、もみ消されるか、あるいは変人扱いされるのがオチだろうが、被験体を救出すれば、ラボの悪事についてこれ以上ない証人となってくれる。当事者の言葉であれば、さすがに世間もマスコミも無視できないだろ
う。なるほど、道理だ。そうすれば、六名士が今まで隠蔽してきたことも芋づる式に追及されるな。
Natsuhiko pondered over the repaired memory he'd just witnessed. Hold on, that means Watase and Mr. Ukida's goal wasn't to abduct the test subjects, but save them. They did everything they did to save Yuri and Subject N. Watase and Mr. Ukida were driven by their sense of justice to do all that. Natsuhiko left the memory as he continued to reel in shock. That Natsuhiko had finished repairing all the memories. He was quite confused, so he decided to organize his thoughts first. So let's go through everything I learned through this process. Number 1. Communicator A wasn't the worst criminal there was. She was truly a victim who was persecuted by others, underwent human experimentation at the PRC, and was then confined in Labo, where she later died. It was an undeniable fact that she was the one who caused the Rokame City arson. So in other words, Communicator A and Subject N most likely had similar backgrounds. Next is Watase and Mr. Okita's motives and goals. For 2, it isn't communicators that Watase hates. In fact, he sympathizes with them. No, what he truly hates is the Rokame City government and Labo, for abducting test subjects over and over again, even to this day. For 3, Okita's motive wasn't to save himself. He took part in this terrorist plot out of a pure sense of justice to try and stop the inhuman cruelty going on at Labo. 4, Watase and Okita's goal is to rescue the test subjects, not abduct them. They're trying to bring Rokame City and Labo's wrongdoings to light by having the test subjects serve as living witnesses. That's right, so Watase was also driven by a sense of justice. Though of course his core motive is to avenge Wataru. Watase's motive, when it came down to it, was to settle a personal grudge. There was no denying that he was indeed a terrorist. But even so, they put their own lives on the line to save Yuri and Subject N. Watase and Mr. Okita are challenging Labo. He took extreme caution to make sure no one got hurt. Natsuhiko felt his perspective on them had taken a complete 180. The Watase that Natsuhiko had seen in those memories was a totally different person from the one he knew. His true self wasn't a hero of justice, but rather a bona fide terrorist. But there was one constant that had stayed in his heart for all those years. Desire to save people. That was the will that he had inherited from his deceased sister. Now that I know all that, there's no way in hell I can leave Watase as this murderous psychopath. I have to bring him back to his true self, no matter what it takes. Natsuhiko reaffirmed the determination in his heart to do exactly that, but he knew repairing 4 memories alone would never be enough to bring Watase back to normal. The altered memories ultimately did little more than foster Watase's malice. It's likely that the malice, the hostility, the killing intended Watase hadn't vanished. Watase was being driven by a fierce madness when he shot me and Mashiro. Memory of that time is the problem. If we just erase that memory, then Watase would most certainly go back to normal. Natsuhiko put faith in that belief and searched through Watase's memories again. His target was memory of when Watase's malice was at its greatest. Malice corrupted memories have been purified. Oh shit, awake, a voice calls to us. Well. Natsuhiko plunged into that memory, billowing with malice yet again. It had taken place only a few hours ago. Natsuhiko and Watase had been facing off. Watase grabbed the communicator by the nape of his neck and snarled.
なあおいコミュニケーター。お前が知らなくても俺にはお前らを憎む理由があるんだ。お前に大事なお友達がいるように俺にも誰より大切な奴がいたんだよ。
何の話をしてる。
Watase felt like he could cry when he heard the communicator ask that with clear bewilderment. The monster who had taken Wataru's life didn't even know who she was. Yeah, he's really far gone right now.
わからないよな。118人の中のたった一人に過ぎないからな。だけどそいつは俺の半身だった。鏡に映したもう一人の俺だった。弱っちいけど一生懸命で。バカだけど優しくて俺にとっちゃ光そのものだったんだ。でもあいつは死んじまった。残ったのは薄暗い影だけ。それが俺だ。Kasasagi Wataseだ。この名を耳に焼き付けろ。脳に刻み込め。お前が死ぬその瞬間まで何度でも思い返せ。
Watase's heartbeat, heartbroken screams echoed through the cramped room. It was almost unbearable for Natsuhiko to watch this memory. There's no trace of any alteration to this memory. This was reality. Those were the exact words Watase had said to Natsuhiko. I can't repair this memory. Even if I do, it won't help. Natsuhiko endured the pain in his heart and continued watching.
簡単に殺してもらえると思うね。さあ、逃げろ逃げろ、コミュニケーター。俺たちも逃げたんだ。あの夜の病院でな。
Watase spat those words out as he watched the communicator run away from him. The communicator cursed over and over again as he ran for his life. Watase chased him as he felt a sick, twisted joy. At last he could finally kill the monster responsible for Wataru's death, the abomination he despised so much. The communicator dashed out of Area 1 and ran towards Area N. A thought ran through Watase's head as he gripped his gun tightly. Hey, Wataru, would you be sad if you ever saw me like this? Hey, Cosme, would you be sad if you knew a rescue captain like me was trying to kill someone? But you know, I want the two of you to think about it carefully. Communicators aren't humans, they're mind-corrupting monsters. This is a monster hunt. Kill or be killed. Another 118 innocents will die if I don't kill that monster right here and now. I will give life to 118 people for the 118 that died, including Wataru. So the two of you will forgive me, right? To kill that monster in accordance with my beliefs. To convince myself of this, I have to be strong. Time to kill. I must kill that monster. Kill, 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 kill. Tremendous malice filled his heart. Incoherent, unstable malice perched precariously on the brink of madness. I think Watase could be driven to this state. Boundless sorrow filled Natsuhiko's heart. It was the first time he had felt such sorrow ever since his and Watase's minds had become one. I swear, I'll erase this memory. This memory can't be allowed to exist. This isn't how Watase is supposed to be. I can just erase it, then Watase should go back to his true self. As soon as Natsuhiko heard that thought, Watase chased Natsuhiko all the way into Area N. Huh? Natsuhiko was overcome with surprise when he saw that memory. There was no one in Area N. Huh? Huh? Hold on, what's going on here? Why am I not in Area N? The fact was that he fought with Watase in Area N at this point, and erased his memories. That's how it was supposed to be. Yet Natsuhiko was nowhere to be found. Watase was standing all alone in Area N, as if he were dumbfounded that the monster he was supposed to be killing wasn't there. Filling the air of that empty void was a floral scent. Uh-oh.
なんだこれは。こんな記憶あるわけが。
Just as Natsuhiko shouted that,
ないよな。
a voice echoed in his head. Uh-oh. We're being double brain-jacked. Natsuhiko gasped. He came to his senses. He realized something was there that wasn't a second ago. A girl standing in the middle of the room that had been empty mere moments ago. She was the communicator who had been confined in Area 0. Natsuhiko shuddered. He had a bad feeling that something terrifying was happening.
何が起きてるかわからないって様子だな。
Yeah. Subject N looked at Watase and said that. No. Perhaps she was looking at Natsuhiko and talking to him directly. The girl was speaking in a rough tone that didn't suit her at all. Furthermore, the look in her eyes was sharp and somewhat ominous.
何なんだこれは。お前一体何をしたんだ。
これは俺が被験体 N が使った BC エネルギーの残滓さ。俺が渡瀬にセンシズシンパシーを使った時、強力な情報エネルギーの塊が渡瀬の頭にぶち込まれた。それは感覚の同調が断たれても消えず、減衰もせず、こいつの脳の奥底に滞留し続けた。そのエネルギーの集積、それはいわば魂とも言える。それが俺さ。 渡瀬の心の奥底でお前が来るのを待っていた。
A sense of shock and understanding hit Natsuhiko at the same time. Subject N continued to exist on the flip side of Watase's mind as a lump of information energy filled with malice, like a split personality. So there was a time when... Did we only bring her back by restoring Watase's memories, or was she there the whole time? And we had... Was there literally a time in this game when we were the good angel on Watase's shoulder, and she was the bad devil on Watase's other shoulder? So even if what he was seeing wasn't reality, it wasn't Watase's memory either. It was a visualization of Watase's mind, so to speak. Natsuhiko was now facing off with Subject N's spirit which existed in the depths of that mind.
お前が渡瀬の殺意の源泉か。
ああ、その通りさ。
お前渡瀬をそそのかしてどうしようって言うんだ。
Natsuhiko held back his fear and interrogated Subject N.
お前だってコミュニケーターなんだぞ。そんなことしたらお前自身も死ぬかもしれないと思わなかったのか。
思ったかもしれないな。だがそれがどうだと言うんだ。被験体 N に自我なんかない。自分の死を案じることもできない。
自我がないって一体どうして。
A smile formed on the girl's face when she heard that question.
俺は何年にもわたりこの施設の中である実験に参加させられてきたんだ。いかに多くの人間の心に潜り、その記憶を自分の脳内にコピーできるか
Oh.
という実験さ。
Oh. That's kind of fucked up.
その数何人かわかるか。実に351人だ。それだけの数の人間と俺は心を重ねてきたんだ。それがどれだけ危険なことか。実験を開始した当初は俺もラボの連中も分かってなかったのさ。
危険って何が。
お前は気づいてないみたいだが、センシズシンパシーってのはただ他人の感覚を借りたり記憶を覗いたりしてるわけじゃない。対象者の脳内の情報を BC 粒子を媒介にして自分の頭にコピーしているのさ。
Oh, yeah?
まさに人と人の心をつなぐ能力。感情も感覚も共有し、互いに影響を及ぼし合う力だ。
Oh, it's an FTP connection.
この能力を使えばコミュニケーターも対象者も少なからず互いの精神が溶け合う。例えばお前もそうさ。憎むべき敵だったはずの笠崎渡瀬といつの間にか心を通わせちまっただろ。つまりセンシズシンパシーを使えば使うほど対象者の精神がコミュニケーターの精神に入り混じっていく。それを351回繰り返した結果、俺がどうなったと思う？自我が完全にぶっ壊れたんだよ。
I can imagine.
まあ当然だよな。351人分の精神と溶け合えば生身の人間の心が耐えられるわけがない。これがセンシズシンパシーの致命的な危険性だよ。使えば使うほど己の自我がすり減っていくんだ。自我と引き換えに俺は対象者351人プラス俺自身イコール352人分の記憶を手に入れた。その中の一つが俺の記憶だ。だが今となってはどれが自分の記憶だかわからねえんだよ。自分の記憶がわからないからまともな自我だって持ち得ない。唯一覚えているのは被験体 N という識別名だけ。何しろ自分の口調さえも思い出せないんだ。 今の俺の口調が男っぽいのは笠崎渡瀬の影響だろう。
Wow.
つまり他人の心に溶け込むことで俺は初めてこうして自我を持ちうる限りなく曖昧な存在なのさ。
Natsuhiko was utterly speechless. Seeing this, subject N continued her dispassionate explanation.
研究者たちが言うには俺のこの状態は N 化したというらしい。自分のことは忘れたのにこんなどうでもいいことは覚えてるんだよな。
N 化だってどういう意味だ。
さあな、ノーバディかネイバーか、あるいはニュークリアか。
I feel like we have a tip about this. We do not, in fact, have a tip about this.
どこにもいないが対象者のすぐそばにいて、その人格の核になり変わる存在。ゆえに被験体 N なんてな。
The girl snorted, then continued.
まあ名前なんかどうでもいい。どうせクソ研究者どものつけた名だ。自分がいつからこんな状態になったかももう覚えちゃいない。気づけばゼロエリアのあの部屋でミノムシみたいな姿になって吊るされていた。その間はずっと頭がぼーっとしてて、いつも夢うつつだった。ほとんど何も考えていなかったよ。それでも本能のように他人と心をつなげることだけを望んでいた。それが唯一の意志であり欲求だった。
分かった。お前が何者なのかはよく分かった。でもどうして悪意の塊になってしまったんだ。
That's a dramatic way of putting it.
それさえなければお前ももう少し。
Just N gave a wry smile to Natsuhiko's question.
それもセンシズシンパシーの結果だよ。人間は誰もが例外なく心に悪意を持っている。種類や量の差はあってもな。コミュニケーターを毛嫌いし憎む者も驚くほど多かった。
And you see it all when you copy their memories into your own.
悪意ってのは消えにくくて蓄積していく感情らしいぜ。それは少しずつ351人分の悪意、それが俺の精神を完膚なきまでに汚染したのさ。かくして俺は純粋な悪意そのものになった。俺は俺に接触した全ての人間の記憶を操作し、その悪意を増幅し、自分の魂を脳内に植え付け、己のコピーを作り続けるんだ。
Wow. That's fucking terrifying. I feel awful for you, but that's also fucking terrifying. That you were driven to this point where you're driven to do this. Holy fuck. Holy fuck.